Hey, welcome back to another episode of OUTSIDEIN.
Your go-to source for honest conversations about relationships and marriage.
So if you are ready, let's go. Yes,
Masala tea.
Masya Allah.
Minta tangan kiri minta maaf.
Okay guys, kita tengah minum ni masala chai, masala tea daripada Teawithme.sg.
Teawithme.sg.
Yes, so kita ada ni masala tea. They come in a 3 liter hot box dan juga botol cute nude macam gini. Dia jual masala tea dan juga teh tarik.
Yes.
Yeah.
And personally kan, I tak suka masala tea, but I think this one I kind of like it because it's strong. What would you say? The masala taste is quite strong, right?
Yeah, dia punya basically there's a lot of spices and in masala basically. Kan? Oh wait, before that let me just
That's right.
Yeah, lupa nak letak music. So masala tea itself has a very unique taste to it. Kalau you guys suka masala tea, pernah cuba masala tea, then I think this is something, this Teawithme.sg punya masala tea or masala chai, it has such a pronounced flavour and they're very very smooth because they go through meticulous apa nama dia,
Blending.
tapis.
Tapis.
Yeah.
So
And the recipe is turun-temurun, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's really something yang I've tasted this many times, and this is the first time I think I've ever said it on a podcast that we love Teawithme.sg punya masala tea.
Yeah.
So
Whenever we are craving for masala tea, we are going to order from Tea With Me.
yeah,
Always.
Yes. So korang boleh follow mereka di Instagram di teawithme.sg.
Yeah.
Okay, so kalau apa-apa korang cakap, I heard that OUTSIDEIN suka masala chai korang, boleh tak kita order? Macam gitu.
Macam tu. Ya, macam biasalah. Hari ni, as you can see, kalau set ni and we wearing hoodies, that means it's pillow talk segment.
Yeah, so something beza about our hoodies kan for this time around as compared to our previous pillow talk segment. Why? Pasal this is our very own OUTSIDEIN punya hoodie.
Yeah, so this is the first macam batch or prototype that we kinda experimented with lah.
Yeah, and Ernie Zakri pun ada.
Yeah, so when Ernie came over for the interview, we were like, okay, we want to give her something. So kita macam, we have been putting this hoodie on hold for the longest time. So we thought, okay, this is the perfect opportunity. So we made it and then we gave it to her. And then her reaction was, I love hoodies.
Yeah.
And then she actually wore it while she was at her hotel lah dekat Singapore.
You can go to her YouTube to see her wearing our hoodie while having breakfast.
Yes. Oh, that was such a surreal moment. Like one of our friends, notified kita kan. Dan kita macam, okay, tengok.
Farhan, shout out to you, Farhan.
Dan kita nampak Ernie pakai hoodie kita. She wore the white one, the particular white one. Dan kita macam, oh my god.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. So of course, we are still doing more research and development for this hoodie to get the best material, the best price point. So jadi korang tak payah tinggi-tinggi sangat harga.
Hopefully
insyaAllah. And then at the same time also we are making sure yang these hoodies will be well received by you guys. At that time kadang kita ada poll kat Instagram kan.
Yeah, a lot of you guys apparently want it. And kita macam, wow, okay, we didn't expect this kind of response.
Alhamdulillah.
But we appreciate every single one of your interests. Alhamdulillah. I feel like you guys have been supporting us. So kita nak strengthen our community lah, because we have been we have been having a lot of episodes and then interact with you guys on Instagram. So we want you guys to have a piece of us, piece of clothing that you can remember us by and like wear it and feel like you are really part of the community.
Yes, insyaAllah. Yeah, then also shout out to kalau siapa-siapa home based business yang tengah mendengar episod ni. Yeah, so if you guys perasan, this is also a home based business.
Yeah.
So kalau korang nak get featured on our podcast, maybe for Pillow Talk segment for home-based businesses, for Pillow Talk segments or for any other videos, you can always DM us, you can always email us, just message us, get in touch with us. InsyaAllah kita akan get back to you.
Betul. Doesn't have to be tea, can be food, can be anything.
Anything yang kita boleh display untuk kita punya pendengar-pendengar untuk lihat.
Yes, and of course we will talk about your your food, and then we will makan minum also lah.
Yeah, macam gini. So yes, let's get on to the topic. Of course, Pillow Talk segments is where we read out your submissions yang kita ada di link tree kita.
Yes.
Link tree kita di Instagram bio. Kan? So there's a link, you go and submit your stories there lah. So alhamdulillah korang memang power lah. Korang submit banyak cerita. So we have to start reading your stories more often now.
That's right.
So kita mulakan dengan the very first one, okay?
Yes, and also keep it coming, guys. We don't really mind the overwhelming amount of submissions. We will slowly get to them. This is our effort in doing so lah.
And also before we get in also, to the insiders yang tengah mendengar this episode, especially for Pillow Talk segment, kalau korang nak input korang punya advice, remarks, comments ke apa terhadap rakan-rakan kita yang submit stories mereka di Pillow Talk, boleh saja komen kat Spotify ataupun di YouTube. Okay, just drop comment, drop your advices and all that, because we are just two of us that wants to share our experiences and knowledge, and at the same time I'm pretty sure ramai orang kat luar sana yang mempunyai pengalaman yang banyak juga.
Betul.
Mempunyai ilmu yang banyak juga. Kongsilah ilmu korang dengan kita, dengan rakan-rakan kita yang submit stories ni.
Betul.
Okay, boleh? Kita mulakan dengan punya first story.
Okay, cikgu.
Cikgu
You gonna read or me?
Okay, you read first.
Okay, so this submission is from Anonymous. Okay.
Demi nama dia Anonymous lah bro, shy.
Okay, salam Sain. Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
What do you think about having a partner to meet your friends? Is it important? Personally to me, I felt that I don't mind not being introduced to her friends because your friends are yours, mine is mine. Also, I trust her for who she is, and also being introverts, we both tend to be quite shy towards strangers. My friends kept pressuring me to bring her along to meet, and alhamdulillah, she is nice enough to understand the situation that I'm in, and she is willing to meet them. Cuma, I'm now curious, among people out there, ada tak they have this kind of situation, and how do you handle it? Am I the only one yang fikir intro kawan-kawan tu not the top priority? No judgments, nak tanya aje.
Okay. I would say that this is a bro kan, pasal dia kata partner dia is a she. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, we go basic first. Is it important for you to meet my friends?
I feel like as a future partner, I think that it's good to build relationships with your partner punya, whoever he's close with and his loved ones. I think it's quite important lah to me personally.
Okay. For me pula, I think it's important, yes, but is it a top priority? Mungkin tidak. Mungkin kenal-kenal gitu aja okay lah. Pasal like what he said, your friend, my friend lah. Kan baju-baju fashion.
Lain ni.
Okay, so to me personally, okay, we speak about our own experiences. When I first got to know Farah kan, back then of course it took a while for me to introduce her to my friends because
like this bro, I'm also an introvert. I feel very intimidated, very awkward when I meet strangers for the first time. Considered strangers lah kan, because I've never met his friends before.
Yeah. So in a way, I understand that it was hard for her to meet new friends. Macam on a constant basis, for example. And back then, I memang seorang yang suka keluar jumpa kawan.
Yep.
Kan? So at the end, when I first introduced her to them, of course, her being the introvert, susah dia nak buka mulut. Yeah. How you guys see her speaking now? Dulu dia mungkin, hi, I'm Farah. Kerja mana? Kerja sini. Okay. Yeah, one-liner. So
dah
it
makan?
Gets dah. So it gets very uncomfortable for her at the point lah. So
and I feel like it makes it very hard for the person trying to start the conversation also. So I now try to evolve lah. We dalam kehidupan ni, I feel like we cannot be too comfortable. Kalau boleh, if it's better for us, it is better for your marriage or relationship, I think you should slowly not change who you are, but just evolve to be more, to be better.
To be open a bit lah. Yeah, but of course, when we get married, I think the time pekat I punya time. The time that I spent with in terms of going out with friends and whatnot, dia bertukar. The priority changes. Pasal sebelum kahwin, I think I can speak for both of us. Kita memang like we mentioned in our previous episode, macam-macam many episodes ago. So time kita dating, kita jumpa sebulan sekali. So I had a lot of time that I have to meet my friends and whatnot.
True.
And then bila kita dah kahwin pula, my priority is I need to spend time with my wife pula. Pasal isteri kan. And the time that I spend with my friends pun kurang. So of course once in a while kita ada friendship gathering dah macam
gathering
macam hari raya ke apa ke with my friends. Of course we go with our partners. In that aspect, yes, I bring her along. But bila time pula, for example, I nak jumpa my kawan-kawan, melepak lah for the guys. Like I meet my best friend Raihan, I meet Farhan, I meet all these friends yang require bro time. That one of course I tak bawa I punya partner lah.
Yeah. I feel like it's okay kalau it's a macam special occasion, for example macam birthday or like weddings. Like if you want to, maybe not weddings lah, macam the purpose is
Hari
to
Raya.
introduce your partner at Hari Raya and that kind of thing. It's deemed appropriate for you to bring your partner and introduce if you haven't done so. But to you, when we were dating last time, was it important for you personally for me to meet your friends?
Yeah, it was actually. Like important, yes, but not the top priority. Because for me it's like I want my friends to like her.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So if you want your friends to, because kadang-kadang we you know when you and your kawan rapat dah lama together, and bro, aku nak kenal lah kau punya I want to see whether your partner is good for you, for example lah. Yeah. So they have this kind of, even for sometimes for ladies also, you meet a new guy and then sometimes like, how's the guy? You're curious about who your partner is, you know.
Usually the conversation between girls is like, bawa dia, kita nak tengok, kita nak kasih dia,
just to get to know each other, just to see whether you guys cocok ke tidak. But of course it all boils down to niat kita lah. Kenapa kita nak bawa kita punya partner to meet your friends? Is it nak show off partner ke, ataupun you just want to memperkenalkan your partner to someone that has been in your life all along, for example. So it is important for me, but it's not the top priority. Mungkin boleh jumpa maybe once a month, once every 2-3 months, yang korang keluar, bawa your partner, tunjuk mereka, just get to know them in more deeper lah, in deeper aspect lah.
I feel like for us also personally, he doesn't force me, because I'm an introvert, right? So he doesn't force me to macam really gel with his friends. If he sees that I'm uncomfortable, he would be the one that macam always try to get me into the conversations, kind of thing. And then also it took me quite a while, so it's not like a 1-time 2-time thing then kita dah kamcing. It's like for me personally, it took years actually. It took years for me to be comfortable.
Not just with my friends, but with my family also. So it depends. But I think from your submission, you kata yang, she's nice enough to understand the situation that you are in, and she's even willing to meet your friends. So I think that is good thing.
That's good.
Yeah. Tapi not the top. Tak payah nak paksa your girlfriend. Pergilah, jom, I nak jumpa member I. Pergi. Jangan, tak payah paksa. Lain lah kalau dah kahwin. Lepas tu nanti you like, I'm going to spend time with them. You nak ikut tak? Kadang-kadang your wife maybe, tak payahlah, you pergi je, nanti you balik jumpa I. Bila dah kahwin tu dia berbeza sikit.
Actually I nak tanya you a question personally.
Yes.
Ada tak time yang macam kita dah kahwin, kita dah kahwin, and then this one is hypothetical punya scenario lah.
Hypothetical,
kita dah kahwin, lepas tu you hold friendship very dear to your heart. So that means you appreciate your friends, you want to meet them and things like that. But then I'm the type yang macam I prefer to stay home, for example. Some people might relate to this. So you nak keluar, you nak ajak I, tapi I tak nak. What would be your reaction?
A bit upset lah. A bit upset, yes. But if you tak nak ikut, then okay lah. But you cannot marah me when I want to meet my friends lah. Tapi but at the same time, with that being said also, I know that I think I also mentioned this in one of the episodes also. That when my wife doesn't follow me, nanti dia keseorangan kat rumah kan. Then I will put into myself, I tell her that okay, I'm going to be back at this timing. Is it okay for you? Pasal dia, I don't like to leave my wife alone at home, especially in the middle of the night. Semenjak I dah start office hours lah kan. So ada it becomes like you ada batasan sekarang. You have a limit to the timing that you have. But of course if your wife kata tak apa, pergi je, don't worry, besok pagi boleh jumpa makan breakfast sama-sama, for example lah. And okay, it's really between you and your partner. Yang penting is you guys kena communicate and tell your intentions. Okay, I'm meeting my friends, main bola sampai pukul 2 pagi for example. Then lepas tu nak mengopi, catch up on life with each other for the past sebulan lebih tak jumpa. I think even Farah would allow me to do that. I think the latest I've been home was 3-4 a.m. in the morning. So jumpa members kan.
Because ever not to say that we don't have, but macam ever since kita kahwin and dia start to work office hours, right, we spend a lot more time together. So as an introvert, this is nothing personal or whatever, I just sometimes need my me time. So if he wants to go out, then I'm like, okay, you can go out, no problem. So I will just macam duduk kat rumah, I feel very comfortable, very content, just watch movies. But then macam dah by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock kan, I macam I miss my husband. When is he coming home? That kind of thing.
So when I know when she misses me is when nanti dia randomly text me, hi sayang, I miss you. Random. Then I'm like, then I'll take his yang Telegram bubble. Look, I'm with him now. Tengah lepak kat sini. I think once in a while you do that, it is healthy for the relationship also. For you to reflect individually and then get in touch with yourself without your partner around. Tapi jangan selalu. Itulah.
So we hope we answer your questions. Also, insiders who are listening in right now, why don't you answer his question as well?
Kita akan letak the gist of it in kita punya ni lah, description kat dalam Spotify and YouTube.
So the question is, am I the only one yang fikir intro kawan tu not the top priority? So what do you guys think? You can put your comments in the Spotify, kat YouTube pun boleh. Okay, kita move on to the next one. Okay, yang ini cerita dia panjang sikit. Wow.
Okay, tapi ni cerita dia ada agak inspirational lah. Okay, nama dia Donna, not my real name.
Oh, nama samaran ya?
Nama samaran Donna. Okay. So, dia kasih disclaimer dulu. Sorry kalau story ni panjang, hihi. Okay. I went through depression back then after the loss of my late partner. At that time, I was donning the hijab. I've known him for 6 years, but we only got together on the 5th year. We had plans to get married and where our honeymoon would be, etc. But dia meninggal dunia due to an accident.
Innalillahi.
To make it worse, I only found out about this accident when I received a call from TP, traffic police, through his phone, and they asked me to proceed to the hospital. Mana ni kena on lagu sedih sikit. Okay. Hospital, mana tadi? When I dah sampai hospital tu, barulah I dapat tahu that he has passed away. Siapa tak sedih and siapa tak devastated? The love of my life passed away without us having to say our last goodbye.
No.
I couldn't sleep and I tak ada selera makan for 2 weeks to a month. I remembered vividly how I was suicidal, sad grieving, angry grieving. It was so overwhelming for me. After a month or so, my so-called true friends yang selalu lepak dengan I and my late partner told me yang I tak ada iman and how I was a two-faced sebab I pakai hijab, tapi very contradicting sebab I visited his grave every day. They said things like nanti roh tak tenang. But when my another friend consulted her ustazah regarding this, she even said it is okay to visit kubur because it reminds us that one day we will all return to him. At the same time, so many people was telling me that depression is a sign of weak faith. But what they don't understand is that iman and depression are two different things. I went to a program by this one ustad. I forgot the ustad's name. And the topic was, is depression a sign of weak faith? And during his program, he said that it is not. I was depressed. Yelah, we planned to be together our whole life. Siapa tak sedih kan? Grieving can take years, but I accepted the fact that he's gone. Sedih sebab time tu, I really thought that they were the ones who would understand me better, tapi end up they betrayed me by saying all those things to me. Now, I am no longer in contact with them and I decided not to wear my hijab because I am so afraid people would say that my iman tak kuat. I know I'm not supposed to listen to what people say, but in time to come, insyaAllah, may Allah give me the hidayah again to don the hijab. Alhamdulillah, I'm getting better in terms of my mental health and I hope that one day I'm able to inspire people by sharing my story. Moral of the story, bila kita senang, kawan ramai. Tapi bila kita susah, tak tentu ramai-ramai itu ada untuk kita. PS, I really love to listen to your podcast and I doakan both of you success in life.
Amin, insyaAllah.
How I wish I get to be invited to your podcast to talk about this, and especially mental health, because I really want to give back to the community by being there for anyone who is going through mental health issues. But I very malu to DM you guys. Lots of love. MashaAllah.
InsyaAllah. Wow, so they've been together total 6 years lah.
They know each other for 6 years,
They know each other for
but they
6
got
years.
together at the 5th year. Kan macam dia dating berkenalan lah. But wow, sis Donna, first and foremost, Al-Fatihah to...
Is it, sorry. Is it your name Donna because you don the hijab? Sorry.
Donna. See what I did there?
I see what you did.
First and foremost, Al-Fatihah to your late partner.
Yes.
Moga rohnya dicucuri rahmat dan diberkati dan diletakkan together dengan
orang-orang yang beriman, insyaAllah. Amin.
Amin. So yes, of course, thank you for sharing your story, Donna. And of course, we would definitely love to have you on our podcast.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing this right now, just DM kita, jangan malu-malu.
Yes.
Okay, jangan malu-malu, jangan segan-segan kita tak bites. Yeah, so DM kita, okay. But of course, just to touch a bit about the ni lah, our what do you feel about her story?
I feel like if I were in her position, I cannot imagine. Because honestly, this one is very cringy lah, very like, but I really cannot imagine losing my husband. Like before Yan, right? I don't think I knew what love really was. I think he taught me how to love, and he's
Show me your love.
really before that, all my relationships macam I felt like I was too immature back then. But now that I'm married, I cannot imagine losing him. So I don't know, everybody punya grief punya process is very different. Kita tak boleh nak samakan. Even if you have experienced macam a similar thing, losing a loved one, everybody's journey is different. So like we had like an episode that we had before, instead of macam, I wouldn't say patronizing, but like instead what we should do is just give them space, give them grace, and just what did Puan Hamidah say? Do you remember?
Allow them to grieve.
Yeah, allow them to grieve, because everybody's process is different.
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, talking about depression in itself kan, of course, like what Farah said, lain orang lain cara how they want to process their grief. And also in terms of depression itself, kadang-kadang you get this kind of people that don't believe in your mental state, your mental health and whatnot.
Like I shared before, to be very completely honest, I was one of those people yang fikir macam orang yang depressed ni is because their faith is not strong enough.
Yeah, but the good thing that you did, Donna, is that you went to learn about it. You went to the course that you said with an asatiza kan. I think that was an amazing step that you did. And it's I would say that it's for you, bukan untuk kawan-kawan you kan.
Betul.
And you don't have to prove to anybody wrong. You need to remember that hidup kita di dunia ni, kita tak payah nak prove orang that they are right ke apa. Kita hanya di dunia untuk him.
Betul.
Untuk Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Okay.
Yeah, and I also like to touch on the point that I said just now lah. Last time, not anymore. Last time I used to think that people yang people yang depressed tu macam tak cukup faith. And I think honestly it really stems from my upbringing, because Alhamdulillah, I have parents who brought me up with a lot of teachings of Islam. So my faith was, Alhamdulillah, it was there lah. Not as strong. I mean can always get stronger, but yeah, I had the basics. So when I go through hardships, I tak pernah rasa macam to the brink of doing something, taking my life and things like that. Yeah. So that was what led me to think that orang yang depression ni tak cukup iman. But I'm gravely mistaken, because I feel like not everybody has my upbringing. Not everybody has a supportive and amazing family like mine. Some of us out there are going through really, really, really tough things.
Tough situations,
yeah.
Like your husband lah.
Yeah, and probably yes, exactly. And probably they didn't have the right kind of support, the right kind of guidance for them to,
Yeah. And then, but at the same time also, perhaps sometimes dorang punya kata-kata ni very kasar, very kesat towards you, and it makes you feel like the way you felt, and you know that dorang ni bukan true friends and whatnot. Tapi kalau kita nak ambilkan sebagai iktibar pun boleh juga. You know, kalau dorang kata you tak kuat iman lagi gini, lepas tu you know, and things like that, maybe it serves as a reminder for us. Okay, for me, when people told me that kan, honestly I felt what you felt. I felt like apa sih kau berbual macam ni kat aku, you know. I felt that anger also. But you know, when I'm looking back, I feel that okay, mungkin it's really a harsh punch to the face. Kuatkanlah iman kau. Allah is there for you. Yeah, but mungkin at the point in time kita tak nak dengar that kind of things, you know. But bila kita moving forward and all that, it was a reminder for me lah. But at the same time also, this is your path that you are going through, and we can only wish you the best of strength to go through this journey that you have, and moga-moga Allah bukakan balik, Allah berikan lagi hidayah kepada Donna untuk don the hijab lah.
I also want to touch on that a little bit. Again, like everything in life, every woman's hijab journey is different. Right? So it's very easy, you know, for us as a third person, right, to tengok orang tu pakai hijab, lepas tu like a few months later buka hijab, and then we are so fast to judge them. We are so fast to hukum them. But I think personally, I think that approach is not really effective lah. Because we don't know what they are going through in life. But I think if I were her friend,
Donna's friend,
if I were Donna's friend, I would encourage her to keep donning the hijab. Even if you feel macam you are not deserving, or people tell you all these kind of things, right? Don't let that faze you, because the reason why you wear the hijab is solely because of Allah, right? You nak ikut perintah Allah. It is wajib. So if you find it in your heart to don it again, InsyaAllah kita doakan yang you akan terus istiqamah, and you akan wear it forever, InsyaAllah. And when that day comes, we will be so happy for you. So until then, kita like Yan said, we will pray for the hidayah.
Maybe I want to add on a bit about that as well. Because you mentioned kan, you mentioned that I'm no longer in contact with them. I decided not to wear my hijab because I'm so afraid people would say that my iman tak kuat kan. So that's the thing that but that's something that what depression does to us. Kita focus on the negative. Trust me, Donna, when you wear the hijab again, maybe 3 or 4 people will say, kau ni tak kuat iman, like you mentioned your true friends and that. But you never know the hundreds of others that you might have inspired by you donning the hijab. So of course, this is something like what Farah said, this is your journey, your hijab journey. Kita Yan dan Farah di sini as OUTSIDEIN, kita support you, and hopefully one day sama-sama kita get closer to Allah, and then you will find that hidayah once again, InsyaAllah.
Maybe I can just share a little bit of my personal journey lah. I started to wear the hijab right after I was baligh. So I had my first menses at like 11 years old. So I wore the hijab because my cousin wore the hijab. And because I felt like back then I was an ugly duckling. So apa gunanya aku nak berfashion when I don't feel attractive? So might as well I just wear the tudung. So that was my I won't say niat, but that was what I did lah.
The motivation at first lah.
Yes.
Okay.
But my mom asked me, my mom has drilled into my mind, kalau you nak pakai tudung, you pakai tudung untuk Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala and no one else. And once you pakai, you jangan nak buka. Kalau mama nampak you kat luar, you tak pakai tudung, siap. Yeah. So I first worried for the wrong reasons, because I nak ikut-ikut, and because I don't feel attractive, I nak cover myself and things like that. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't have macam nak pakai hijab ni kan, because macam Donna kata, orang cakap yang apa?
Tak kuat iman.
Tak kuat iman kan. So to me personally, pakai hijab ni is not like you achieve something, you
baru
feel
you
like
boleh
you're
pakai.
good enough and then you pakai hijab. I don't think it works that way. For me, you pakai dulu and then whatever internal struggles that you have, you work through it while pakai the hijab.
Pasal,
so that's just my personal opinion.
Then in a way also, with the hijab, it reminds you of your niat at the same time. You nak baikkan diri you kerana Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala.
Yes, the niat has to be correct lah, for Allah.
Then you insyaAllah lah, you wear the hijab, lagi kuat you punya niat, lagi kuat you punya semangat untuk mendirikan diri you sebagai seorang muslimah yang solehah, insyaAllah.
Yes. So eventually my niat is like macam terserong sikit kan, but as I grew older, it macam it got on the right path lah. Redirected, Now, and honestly, I've worn the hijab since I was 11 years old. Sampai sekarang I tak pernah buka. Alhamdulillah, I tak ada that perasaan, and I hope that I akan terus istiqamah lah, yang Allah akan protect me and not ever keluar tak pakai tudung, insyaAllah.
So Donna, if you're listening to this, DM kita. Okay, just DM us, and hopefully you'll be able to share the good news that, guys, I dah pakai balik hijab, masyaAllah. That would be great news lah.
InsyaAllah, amin.
Looking forward to your DM, Donna. Right, so shall we move on to the last submission for today?
The subject is toxic mother-in-law.
Oh, mother-in-law punya topik selalu panas ya.
Okay.
Kita cuba.
So she has a disclaimer also, just to share that I was diagnosed with depression. Okay. I was diagnosed with depression after my firstborn. I stay with my in-law, but Alhamdulillah I'm getting better each day. And now saya dikurniakan 2 anak comel. Alhamdulillah. 1 lelaki and 1 perempuan. Oh, and stay at my own house now. Cut the story short, saya buka hati saya untuk maafkan mak mertua saya sebab saya terlalu sayangkan suami saya, tak nak dia rasa tertekan. Tapi Alhamdulillah baik-baik saja sekarang. Tapi tahun ni kami dikabarkan bapa dan mak mertua nak berpisah. Sebab bapa mertua dapat tahu yang isteri dia berhutang sana sini.
Allah.
Kita semua tak tahu dia berhutang untuk apa. Sebab mak mertua saya ada anak angkat. Mula-mula saya tak nak sembarang cakap, nanti orang kata fitnah. Tapi saya ada bukti. Cuma saya kesian dengan bapa mertua masih bertahan untuk perkahwinan ni. Masih bersama. Tapi malahnya mak mertua saya mungkin ada sakit mental. Saya tak tahu. Dia berbual di telefon sendiri seolah tengah berbual dengan seseorang pasal bisnes. Saya keliru. Masa call mesti berbual pasal duit. Dia cakap tempat kerja ada masalah. Tapi saya ada bukti lagi, dia masih berhutang. Apa patut saya buat? Alamak, you tanya kita. Tok, stop benda ni. Kesian dekat bapa mertua. Sekian, terima kasih.
Wow.
Oh, this is heavy.
Right, lagi-lagi pasal financial kan. Oh.
I don't think we can give you a solution, honestly.
What you should do, kita mungkin tak ada the right answer for that.
Yeah. Kita tak ada kepakaran untuk menjawab soalan ni, but we can only give you a listening ear. We've read your story, and yes, I would say this is a very hard situation to be in.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's immensely stressful for your husband as well.
Yeah.
For your father-in-law.
Yeah.
Is just a stressful situation altogether.
I think first and foremost this situation is antara bapa mertua you dengan mak mertua you kan. And then like you mentioned, Alhamdulillah you ada rumah sendiri, you ada 2 anak, and your husband pun I think is supportive of the family. So you cuma rasa kesian terhadap bapa mertua you yang mungkin tak bersalah, and then tiba-tiba mak mertua hutang sini hutang sana. So nak kata dia mental ke apa, kita tak tahu kan. So kalau nak cakap solution is bawa dia pergi check up, for example. Dia macam you kata, dia berbual kat telefon, ini semua signs yang menunjukkan yang dia tak waras. So best is bawa pergi doktor, check mental health dia, check dia punya kewarasan dia. Tapi memang bukan senang untuk cakap, mak jom pergi doktor tengok you gila ke tidak. Susah. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard because yalah, dia kan mak kita.
I think for me personally, what I would do in this situation is, yes, there is my mother and father-in-law, but right now I have 2 kids that is growing up and also a family of my own, and I know for sure that this is a very stressful period for my husband. So what I would personally do is give my husband the support that he needs.
Yeah.
Might be emotional or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would be macam cakap,
Motivation?
No, that's all I can do lah.
As a daughter-in-law.
Yeah, as a daughter-in-law, okay. I wouldn't interfere or whatever. Unless macam my father-in-law explicitly tells me tolong bapa. Yeah, if not, I would just
use the strongest weapon.
What is that? Doa. Yes. Doa, everything. Doa apa ni? Benda pula.
Doa
Allah akan mempermudahkan urusan dorang lah. Yeah, but what I can do, my part is to make sure that my husband is okay, that my kids is okay.
Yeah. Then at the same time also, I think the most important thing is that kita, like we always mention, apa-apa yang terjadi, apa-apa yang kita mengalami, apa-apa yang kita lihat, ini semua boleh menjadikan satu iktibar, menjadi satu tauladan untuk kita.
Betul.
So like what Farah mentioned, you ada your own small nucleus of family, anak 2 dengan suami you kan. You nampak dalam mata you, your father-in-law tengah susah. You nampak dalam mata you, your mother-in-law pun tengah mengalami cabaran yang sangat kuat. So take this opportunity untuk you reflect on your family, like, okay, how do I then ensure that my kids, myself, my husband won't go through such a situation.
Yep.
Kan? So untuk stop this whole thing, of course, if you talk about financial kan, there are many financial bodies out there. You can apply for debt consolidation lah, things like that. We are not advocates for them. But I'm pretty sure there are many solutions out there untuk mengatasi masalah-masalah kehutangan. Yeah, so find a proper professional to handle this issue of finances. Tapi like what Farah said, be there for your husband. Pasal as a son, if I know my parents are going through something like that, I akan stress. I akan rasa macam, I know lah, what am I supposed to do? I will complain like, yang kenapa papa I macam ni, kenapa mak I macam ni. I'll tell you this kind of things. But I as a husband, if my wife is there, like, tak apa sayang, you just ensure that they are okay.
Yeah. I macam the wife or the partner of the distressed partner has to be the anchor lah, has to ground them.
Yeah, and then jangan apa at the same time pun you just give him attention, and then ensure that he is okay. Once in a while you check up on your bapa mertua. Yeah, you ensure that, tanya dia, bapa okay tak, semua okay kat rumah. And then since they might be in a financial difficulty, tanyalah orang cukup makan ke tidak, cukup untuk bulanan ni ke tidak. Ya, lampu mati guys.
Tak apalah.
Sekejap.
I tried already, cannot. Maybe battery.
I have been charging it though. Tak apalah lampu mati. So yeah, definitely be there for your husband. As a husband myself, if I'm going through such a thing and then my wife is there supporting me all the way, I think I would appreciate it a lot.
Yeah. So this might not be the solution that you want to hear, but that is honesty from us lah. Kita takut nak cakap apa-apa untuk to solve this thing. But that is what we can offer you lah, to be there for your husband.
And at the same time, jangan pandang rendah terhadap kuasa doa. Pasal kita minta kepada Allah akan berikan apa yang patut kita dapat.
InsyaAllah.
So macam Jufri mentioned ever before kan, doa untuk strength, kekuatan daripada solution. Pasal mungkin solution datang lambat ke apa, tapi yang perlu kita ada dalam hati kita is kekuatan mental, kekuatan hati, strength to go through challenges yang kita akan melalui seumur hidup kita. So this is your challenge. Siapa nama tadi? Sally kan? This is your challenge, Sally. Cabaran you ialah untuk menjadi anchor untuk family you. I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, deep.
Kan. So para pendengar insiders, what can you offer? Maybe if you don't have solutions, comment in the Spotify episode. Mari kita satu kumpulan outside in insiders, kita beri semangat kepada Sally dan keluarganya untuk mengatasi cabaran ni yang dia sedang melalui.
InsyaAllah.
Ya, boleh ya.
Yes.
Wow.
So those are 3 stories that we've read from our insiders today. Wow, very
gini-gini
macam roller coaster.
Yeah.
But keep the submissions coming. Jangan malu-malu because it's anonymous. So you can share anything that you want. InsyaAllah we will share it on the Pillow Talk segments.
Yes. So once again, follow Teawithme.sg kat Instagram.
Oh, minus sikit.
Habisnya dah habis. Yeah, so kuat sangat. Teawithme.sg on Instagram. If you like masala chai, masala tea, you can order from them. It comes in hot boxes or bottles. Bottles ni boleh simpan dalam ice box.
Yeah.
Sejuk. I pernah minum masala chai dia sejuk pun sedap juga. Dia berlemak.
Dia berlemak.
And it's wow. Dia punya manis dia is not like overwhelming, over the top manis tau. It can really taste the spices. Yeah, dia punya tea pun it comes in masala tea or normal teh tarik pun sedap juga, alhamdulillah.
Yes, so insyaAllah you can follow Teawithme.sg and order if you want. Order banyak-banyak. Kalau ada event ke, ada birthday ke.
Kita pernah order untuk event
Yes.
Yeah, and they loved it. Habis guys. So yes, calling out home-based businesses, menjual makanan ke minuman ke, you want to be featured, you can DM kita, we can arrange something.
Yes, okay? InsyaAllah. So that's all we have for you today.
Yes. Kita akan jumpa lagi in the next Pillow Talk segment.
Yes.
Keep the stories coming. Okay?
Guys, we love you.
Bye. Kita akan jumpa lagi. We have come to the end of another episode of OUTSIDEIN.
If you like what you hear, please follow us on all our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah, share it with all of your friends and family members so that they can benefit from this episode, insyaAllah.
InsyaAllah.
Alright, till next time. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.